All right, welcome. Welcome. So we're going to do an interview. I'm going to ask you some questions about your story, where you're from, what you do, and then I'll ask you specific questions around your specific knowledge, your industry, and your business. Sound good, bro?
All right, cool. Sounds good. Let's do
Cool. So
it.
you want to let the listeners know who's speaking? What's your name?
Yeah, for sure. My name is Daniel Enriquez. I am a real estate agent here in Houston, in the Houston and Metroplex area. I'm currently living in Richmond, which is literally a few minutes away from Houston. And I've been in real estate since 2014.
Beautiful, beautiful. Cool. So you've been in real estate for 8 years now?
Going on at 9 in September. I have actually my own team. I'm brokered by Texas United Realty, which is a brokerage here, who also merged with United Real Estate, which is a national brokerage. I have my team. I have about 3 members in my team right now, and so, we're just doing it.
Fire, fire. Cool, man. Um, so the first question's like, I know it's an open-ended question, but you want to tell us a little bit about like your life story from like when you were born up until now. You want to tell us a little bit about your story?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, I was born in California, so I lived out in California when I was young. I think I was like maybe 6 years old when I moved out to Texas. I'm the youngest of all the boys in my family. I have a large family, have some stepbrothers, have brothers. But we moved out here to Texas, here in the A-Leaf area, and pretty much just had a normal childhood. You know, two parents. I worked hard, went to school here, graduated high school in 2006, and then prior to that, basically, just lived out here in Houston and A-Leaf. This area. That's kind of where I grew up at, with me and my brothers, my sisters, and yeah. I mean, you want me to get into the real estate part of it?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. So when did you actually how old were you when you became a licensed real estate agent?
So, oh, actually, I didn't think about that part. I mean, how old was I when I became a licensed real estate agent? Well, I got my license in 2014, so I'll probably have to do the math on that. But I was probably in my 20s. So let's see here. Let's just do a real quick numbers here. So May 24th is my birthday. I'll be 36 years old. So 20, 20 that was 9 years ago.
You're nine years ago. So
27. Yeah, I was 27 years old when I got my license. But actually, I got into real estate because I wanted to be an architect at first. So, and I'll just start in 2006 when I graduated in high school. I graduated high school in 2006, and I really didn't have big plans for my life. I worked since I was 15 years old. I worked cleaning offices. Matter of fact, I think I was a little younger when I was working because I was using my brother's name when I was cleaning offices. And it was a manager that we knew, and it was a late night shift. We do just clean. My brother will go and clean sometimes, and I'll go and clean sometimes. I'll be there with my parents, and we'll just kind of get that. So I was introduced to working at a very young age, like probably most Mexicans are, right? So yeah, so I was just working, man. And then I really did not think I was going to be an entrepreneur. I did not think I was going to be a real estate agent. I think most real estate agents don't think they're going to become real estate agents, except for one person, one of my teammates. He literally graduated from high school and wanted to become a real estate agent. So, but most people don't think about becoming real estate agents. My mom was working at a cleaners. My dad was a truck driver. So all I really knew was get a good job, put in some more hours, put in some overtime, get paid, go home, pay your bills, and whatever's left over, enjoy it. That's really what my mindset was, and that's what I did. So I graduated from high school, worked multiple jobs. Around that time, obviously there was a recession going on, but I didn't know. I didn't know there was a recession going on. I just figured that, I ain't got no high school degree, so that's probably why I keep getting different jobs. But eventually, I went to school. I tried to be a web designer. That didn't work out. This is actually before apps were around. Not that I'm that old, but technology evolved really quick. But I was trying to be a web designer, and some of the people around me, man, these guys were good. I mean, they would create a awesome web page, and it took me a whole semester to create one web page, which was very very basic. These guys were already building, amazing web pages, and so I got a little discouraged. I'm not gonna lie, and I was like, man, maybe this is not for me. I'm behind on the class. I just finished my web page. These guys already have 4 or 5 web pages. They're already in advanced. And so I said, you know what, I'm just gonna go become a AC tech. Once again, a lot of friends, working in AC and working in construction and all that. Once again, I was like, I'm just gonna do that. They pay good, and they do get paid pretty good. But I cannot see myself in the attic grinding that hard, sweating in the heat. And the Houston heat, man, it's no joke. So I was like, man, there's no way I can do this. So then I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and try to be an architect. So I started taking the courses to be an architect, and some of the electives was real estate. But sure enough, I finished most of my courses to go to the university, except for algebra like 2 or 3. I don't even know what level it was, but I could not pass it, man. I was like taking it over and over and over, and I did good throughout the semester. But then the final exam just kicked my butt, man. I just could not pass it. I think I took it like 3 times, and I just finally said, "This ain't gonna work." Plus, I had to go to the university, and I was only making $9.50 an hour as a what is it, medical records guy. So $9.50 an hour, graduated, moved out my parents' house, got a car note, got my first apartment. Man, it was looking tough. So finally, this lady came up to me with one of my electives, and she said, "Hey, do you want to get your real estate license right away?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So I went to Champion School of Real Estate, and within a couple of months, I got my license. But they hadn't given to me. They wouldn't give me the license because I did have a prior uh, criminal record. So I had to kind of work through that part. And then finally, I got my license in 2014. It took me at least 2 years to get my license. Just to give you an idea how fast you can get your license here in Texas, my teammate got her license in 30 days. So it just took me a little longer because I had some past that I had to deal with. And so finally got my license in 2014. And I had a coworker. She wanted to rent a house. And so within the first week, I helped her rent a house and I made $800. So that's kind of when I realized, that's a good feeling, making your own money, not having to, put in overtime and all that stuff. I realized that I can make money on my own. It was $800. It wasn't a lot of money, but still it was really fulfilling and gave me purpose. Then about a month later, my other coworker said, "Hey man, I heard you helped Claudia get a home. Can you help me buy my first house?" So then I said, "Yeah, sure. If you give me a shot, I'll help you." And sure enough, by the end of that month, she bought a brand new home construction here in Houston, and I made $8,000 on that sale. And just to show you how this was just meant to happen, was I didn't even know how much money I was supposed to make. Really, I just knew that if I help her get a house, I was going to get a 3% commission. But I didn't realize I was going to get a bonus until the money came in. I said, "Damn, this is some good money." So that's when I kind of realized maybe real estate might be my opportunity. But because I was so used to just working per hour and working for a corporation and having that secured check, I never quit my day job, and I kept doing real estate part-time until 2019. And so I kind of just kept working. I was closing around 7 to 10 deals a year, but I would never quit just because I was kind of afraid to quit. I was like, man, if I quit, I won't have that secured check. I'm living off commission. What if one day I don't sell a house and I can't pay my bills? And I was having those thoughts. I wasn't not thinking as an entrepreneur. I was just thinking about, getting paid every week or every 2 weeks. Finally, in 2020, January 27, 2020, I was talking to one of my clients. I was encouraging her to, buy a house. She did buy a house. It was a single mom with 2, 3 kids. She bought a house, and I was encouraging her to just kind of keep working and do all that. So within that time, I, because kind of talking to myself, I was like, man, I'm encouraging her to do something that, she's scared to do. And I'm scared to quit my job and pursue real estate. So that same week, I went to work and I quit. I just said, "Hey, man, I'm done." I had already been working for that company 10 years. So I said, "Hey, I'm done. I'm going to pursue real estate." And then COVID hit in February. So I quit my day job. I had some good investments. I bought my first real estate home, my first home, and I flipped it. So I had some money. So I just didn't quit irresponsibly, right? I had some money saved up. But I quit, and then COVID hit. I had bought a brand new house. I had bought 2 brand new cars, and nobody wanted to buy a house. I was like, dang, my fears came true. I should have not quit my job. Nobody wanted to buy a house for at least 8 months while COVID was going on. But I kept doing videos and kept teaching people about real estate, about interest rates, and I was just kind of with my coach, and we were just kind of doing social media stuff. And then finally, I think about August, interest rate dropped. They were like 2.5, 3%. Home prices were still down, like they were about 150, 180, even less. And so I sold 22 homes that first year. Within a couple of months, I sold 22 homes. Everybody started calling me because I've been keeping up with them, educating them about interest rates. And I made 3 times what I would have made on my day job if I didn't quit. So that's when I realized, yeah, I think this might work out. And then following year, I think I sold 31 houses, and then I sold like 40 houses, and now I have my team, have me an assistant, and just moving forward, man, just kind of educating people on how to buy houses, growing my team, training the realtors on how to grow their business, how not to think like I used to think, helping them, mentoring them and coaching them, and that's what I'm doing now.
Fire. I think everyone, you wrapped it up pretty well as far as your real estate journey and your real estate career. And I think a lot of people, I'm interviewing 2 other real estate agents today, and I think their journey is going to be very similar to you.
Yeah, I think a lot of real estate agents have the same similar journey. Even the 2 teammates that I have, because I think real estate is one of those careers that you just, you're not sitting around dreaming about being a real estate agent, right? Like I want to be a doctor, or maybe nowadays, I don't know, maybe now the new generation, be YouTube influencers and all that good stuff. But I mean, I just never heard of somebody just saying, I want to be a real estate agent. Probably one of those California real estate agents. I can see how that could be, got their own TV shows and selling multi-million-dollar homes. But on average, man, I think there's like 34,000 realtors in Houston, and 10-20% of them are actually top producers. The rest of them are part-time agents, or just got a license to see if they can make an extra buck. I know during COVID, when sales were crazy all over the nation, everybody got a real estate license, because all you had to do was put a sign in front of the house and boom, you got paid big time. But yeah, I think everybody's journey kind of leads to real estate at different, similar ways through, other avenues in their life.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Any advice for people that are just getting their license now and just starting their business?
Yeah, for sure. One of the reasons why I got my real estate license too was through HGTV, right? I wanted to be like a house flipper. And I always thought in my head, oh man, I'd be so cool flipping houses, making money. And it was purely, just making money. When I got my license, one of my first clients, some of my first clients were real estate investors. And these guys had houses, these guys had money. And I quickly realized you don't need a real estate license to be a real estate investor. And I think that's one of the misconceptions a lot of real estate agents get a real estate license for. I mean, I meet with a lot of real estate agents, and the first thing is, I want to be a real estate investor and I want to make a lot of money. And you don't need to be a real estate agent to do that. A real estate agent basically is a licensed person that would help somebody buy a house. You're just licensed to help somebody buy a home. You're literally a sales associate. Unless you got your own broker, then you're a business owner and you have a brokerage and you have sponsors and all that. But honestly, you're just getting a sales license, like a car sales license or something. I don't know. But it's really about helping people. If you're going to get into real estate and your real estate license to make a lot of money and that's your motivation, you're probably going to have a hard challenge, because really, you're really out there to help people, whether they're investors looking to buy a house and flip, whether they're first-time home buyers, second-time home buyers, whether they're home sellers. You're really just there to help them through their real estate transaction. So I would say that really understand why you're getting your real estate license. It's not that expensive, so that's one reason a lot of people do it. But it takes a lot of energy and time to be successful in real estate. To sell homes, you're going to sell 1 or 2 homes, but after that, if you're not really passionate about helping people with real estate, you're going to be struggling as a real estate agent. If your motivation is to become a real estate investor, then you don't need a real estate license. Save your money, buy your first house, flip it, buy your second home, or get a mentor. Instead of spending thousands of dollars on a license, spend it on a mentor who is a real estate investor and you can partner up with. So That would be my advice.
Fire. Awesome, man. We have another interview in 5 minutes. So
Cool, cool, cool.
I want to give you an opportunity to answer a question that I don't have written down. So because I have like 25 questions written down, but because we have limited time,
Gotcha.
what question would you like to be asked?
Oh man. I mean, it depends on the audience. I mean, what audience do you guys have? I mean, I think this is entrepreneurship. So I mean, anything about entrepreneurship or maybe following your dreams, getting out of your comfort zone kind of deal.
Yeah, well, what advice would a good question I think would be what advice would you give to your younger self?
Oh, going back to my story, I wish I would have quit early on when I first did my first two deals. I wish I didn't have that mentality of kind of just doing the way other people do. I mean, I think everybody here has a job and looking to have a career or a business, and the only thing holding you back from really pursuing your goals is stepping out and getting out of your comfort zone and taking that risk. So I think I would have told myself to quit the first time I knew that I can do it. And it took me 6 years to convince myself to do it. So definitely I would have stepped out sooner. And I do believe that if I would have stepped out sooner, I probably would have been a millionaire, to be honest. There's a lot of agents my age that got the license when I got the license who are millionaires. And so I think I would have achieved that goal quicker. But nonetheless, I mean, it's never too late to start. So don't beat yourself down and just step out.
Cool. So you recommend if you're going to do real estate, do it full time?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. If you're gonna do real estate, do it full time. So that way you can just focus 100% on the business and on what you have to get done. There's nothing wrong to doing it part time. I know a lot of people that are doing part time. Some of my teammates do it part time as well. But just from my personal experience, coming from you know, I have no mentors that were in real estate. My family don't have their own businesses. So, coming from that background, definitely if you would have stepped out, if I would have done it full time, I think I would have got it ahead of time. But yeah, definitely do it full time. And then if it doesn't work out in your favor, it's always easy to get a part-time job. That's the thing about it. Do it full time, give yourself that months and or a year to really just learn as much as possible, and then if it doesn't work out, do it part-time and then take your time moving forward.
For sure. Cool, man. Well, do you want to plug yourself of where people can find you at?
Yeah, for sure. HTS Real Estate Service Group on all the socials, on Facebook, HTS Real Estate Service Group on Instagram, and HTS Real Estate Service Group on TikTok, and HTS Real Estate Service Group.com on my webpage. But definitely, if you're in the Houston area or in the Metroplex like Richmond, Sugar Land, or around the area, and you want to get into real estate for investment, or you want to get your real estate license, or you are licensed and you need a mentor or coach, hit me up. Definitely here to help. Our mission is to educate and empower people to become real estate investors or to achieve their real estate goals.
Cool. Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you for being on, and we'll definitely talk soon.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on, and good luck with your business as well.
Appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
All right.
Talk to you
You
soon.
too.
Bye.
Bye.